should have tweeted this. Oh, we just started up live.
Hell yeah.
Oops, forgot to start into screen. I am off today. All right, let's see. Um, let's see. All right. There we are. What up?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
What up, my friend?
Let's see. We restarted live, so we'll just hop right into it so I get these lights on.
Let's just jump right into it.
And then jump into it. No, not kidding. Hold on.
Secret link is in the description.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Copyright strike really helps us out.
Welcome to the Blue Reach Podcast, episode number 234. I'm Adrian. That's David. That camera looks so small in your hands, dude.
It does.
Holy shit. They didn't have different size mugs, huh? It was just a mug.
No, it was just this one size mug, which I mean, I'm sure for a normal person is a perfectly good size mug, but like this is my daily driver mug. There's a difference.
You know, the way you hold that up though, it doesn't really look.
I mean, it looks like it. I'm not like palming the whole goddamn thing in one go, basically.
That's what you gotta show, yeah, I guess. That's fair. Really, it's really gonna help us out. Go like, comment, subscribe.
Oh yeah.
This is our video game podcast. We go live every Tuesday. YouTube.com/@Depunked, I think it is. We talk about video games, what we got, what we played, and then some news. And then a lot of times we'll just spiral out into random shenanigans because
True.
that's fun.
Or sometimes we just spiral out in general.
Yeah, before you even get to the games. Those are the good ones. Those are the good ones. But I think there was there was a lot of news this week. So for better or worse, there was a lot of news this
Yeah.
week. Um,
I'm hoping you didn't get too spoiled by some of the things that were shown off.
Oh, I did, but I also don't give a shit.
Fair.
I'm more of it all. I just feel bad for Insomniac above all else. That's especially the fact that they're like employee information's coming out, which is
Yeah,
gross.
that's shitty.
Yeah. I think in general, just this hack leak is dumb as hell. Go. If you're gonna go through all this effort to do that, go focus your efforts on someone bigger. I feel like that's been the theme
I
of
mean,
like.
you say that, but like honestly, these viruses are dead fucking simple. Like there's no effort to them.
So was it just that
They're literally-
Insomniac has just got caught with their pants down pretty vulnerably?
Yeah, that's how all that's basically crypto 101 is. If you get infected by crypto, someone was dumb and opened something they shouldn't have.
I
It's not
okay.
like these are targeted things.
Okay, I didn't. Well, no, this was targeted because there wasn't this like they were giving like a
No,
ransom.
That's every crypto virus is basically, hey, we encrypted your shit.
Oh,
give us
okay, I see what
money.
you're saying.
Yeah, but all crypto infections basically are in a TLDR is it's literally just any other standard virus file, but it encrypts all your files and then says, give us money and we'll give you access to your data.
Sure.
Sometimes they do funny things with it, like there's a Toho virus where you have to play a bullet hell and get a certain high score to unlock your files. That's just kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, like it's just someone basically opened something they shouldn't have, and whoopsie daisy.
That's like an RPG where there's like a thing that takes all your items and you're like, fuck, I gotta kill him. All right, hold up, I gotta kill him to get all my weapons back.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know it. I thought this was like one of those like the PlayStation Leak style thing where.
Gotcha. Like no, this wasn't like any like consistent hacking attempt or anything like that. It was literally someone opened something they shouldn't have.
Interesting. Um, it still sucks. Uh, don't do that. Not good.
I mean, don't go open shit you shouldn't.
No, I agree, but like, but like, I don't know. Just
Like it sucks. Like full stop. It sucks that employee information is
that's
being leaked. That's
like
shitty.
it sucks. I get it.
Full
Everything.
stop, that is shitty.
All of it kind of sucks, right? Because like, if you want to. Every developer that pours all this time into this, like you want to have like the best reveal, best showcase of your game. I get that too. Above all else, for sure, employee information needs to not be just handed out like candy. But it is what it is. I know some people aren't covering it because of the intensity of it. I feel like we're such a small drop of a drop of a drop within a bucket, so like we're gonna talk about it. It is what it is.
Also, obviously, we're not going to go over the more sensitive shit.
No, we talking
keep
games.
it to the games. Yeah,
we talking
games.
video games. Anyway, David, what'd you get this week?
Hell yeah! So I got my replacement cartridges in for 2 of my 3 Evercade games that didn't work. One of them was outside the window, so I'll just have to buy that one again soon. Another one of my pre-orders of Evercade came in, and I did test it right away. And it is the dual combo of Good Boy Galaxy and Witch and Whiz.
Hell yeah!
Which Good Boy Galaxy, I'm actually really excited to play at some point. I love me a good Metroidvania. Then I got small stack of import games here. Cold Set 2. We got the very first Tenka Buncho, basically a fun little beat 'em up series. And then these I got the collector's editions for. Ironically, the week prior we're talking about how I wish I didn't have so many collector's editions. But I managed to snag these for $5 each for their collector's editions, which have soundtracks and art books and everything. So fuck it, why not? One is something I don't remember what the fuck it's called. Some kind of visual novel bullshit. I don't know. But this one, it's another visual novel bullshit one. But just the aesthetic of this is fucking gorgeous. This one's called Lucian's Bees, and I just fucking dig this art style.
Let me see. Yeah, it looks very Persona meets. Oh, it feels like Persona, but it feels like it meets something else. You know what? Persona meets Guilty Gear. I feel like.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. I really dig the vibe of it. It's definitely one of those things. One of these days, I do really want to start sitting down and actually learn Japanese, partially for this reason, and start exploring a lot of games and shit that I can't otherwise. And that's definitely one that I have on my radar for when I start to learn. That'll be something I'm be very curious to start reading. But aesthetically, I just fucking find this a really neat game. But don't know much about it beyond that. Otherwise than that, I think that do be about it for what I got.
David, I'm gonna mix things up a little bit.
You're gonna tell me what you played, and then you're gonna tell me what you bought.
I'm gonna skip what I got, if only because Sir Juice-a-Lot here got very comfortable, and I feel really bad that he doesn't want to hang out, and I don't want to disturb him just to go get my stuff because I forgot my stuff.
Understandably.
It's in the other room. So when he gets up, I'll go run over to the other room and grab the things, and then we'll go through it because I got a couple cool things. Oh wait, is it gonna do it? Is it decide? Does he feel bad? He doesn't want to derail the pot. No, he's just gonna sit down. We'll see.
Well, face.
It's all. You gonna derail the podcast some more? Or you gonna sit? What are you gonna do?
Yes.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
He's gonna do both.
The podcast hinges on your decision right now, buddy. All eyes are on you.
Literally and figuratively.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna move him. Okay, talk.
All right.
He made his choice. He wasn't even sitting on me anymore. He was pretty much sitting on the desk. All right. Talk to the stream for like a minute.
All right. Perfect. So in non-video game news, while Adrian is walking away, I still vaguely kind of keep up with what's going on with the wrestling. And I'm excited to see that R-Truth is back in WWE. He was at the last pay-per-view, and that actually was a fucking banger pay-per-view, I'll be honest. And I like the weird comedic route he's going with the Judgment Day. I really fucking dig that. It's just this whole setup of like, yeah, I'm in the team, guys, and they're just like, nah, we don't. He's like, no, I'm in the team, and I need to download the latest Raw episode because I guess there was a match in there that got to decide if he gets to stay in air quotes stay in the Judgment Day, even though he's not formally a part of it anyways. And I'm really excited to see the outcome of that. It's a very interesting way to kind of bring him back and kind of immediately get him to be into the relevant title picture and into what's going on where Judgment Day has kind of become Raw's bloodline. And especially where it feels like the bloodline storyline is kind of winding down a bit. I think I vaguely remember seeing something about Roman last week saying Solo Sikoa will be the new head of the table. But unless they really decide to do anything with that, I don't think that's going anywhere. I'm pretty sure Roman's dropping the title at WrestleMania 40. So, and he's made it very clear, like, he's gone as soon as that happens. As soon as he drops the title, he's out skis. He's been wanting to go into movies for a while now, and I think this will probably finally be the time that he does it. Because if he doesn't drop it at WrestleMania 40, I don't know when the fuck he would actually drop it, honestly. Same thing with Gunther. I want Gunther to still hold on to the Intercontinental title until WrestleMania. He's so close to being the just straight up longest running Intercontinental champion, including consecutive title reigns. I really want to see him break that record. That dude is a fucking absolute animal. He fucking just is a solid worker. I want to see him carry that title, at least into WrestleMania. I don't know who he would drop it to is the problem. All right, we got Adrian back now.
Yeah, what up? All right, I got something, including one thing you're gonna think is super cool. Okay. Get rid of the last bit of this sticker part. Ooh, hold on. Okay. First things first. I ended up grabbing this with a couple GameStop a gift card that they got, and then on top of the $5 off, I got Dragon Quest Monsters just in case. Like I said,
Yeah.
I got a feeling, or I got a word that there was a limited run or a limited print on that, so I was like, why not? I'm already collecting the Monster or Dragon Quest games kind of already. I'm missing like
I need
just
to
the one
pick that
DS
up
game.
soon.
Shout outs to our boy Nick. Was tweeting about this. He had his own giveaway. Offered me to go ahead and try to win that giveaway, but I was like, nah, let someone else try to win that. So I went and grabbed my own copy. So I got Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I have more. I have more fan gamer stuff on the way here, but right now I got two. All right, I think I got three things. All right, one. I saw these. I've not played the game. I really want to play the game. But I saw these and I was like, I had to get these. These are cool. I got Pizza Tower cups. They look like the cups you get at like a regular pizza restaurant. Those ones.
Yeah.
Like these things look cool. So I was like, yeah, I'll grab those. And it was like they had a deal where it was like $9 a cup, but then if you bought another one, it would drop to like $8 and then 3 for $7. So I grabbed 2. Perfect, I think. Hold on 1 second. But David,
Yo.
I saw this thing. I was gonna grab the other one. There's 2 of these things on Fangamer for sale. I should have grabbed the other one, but money was a bit tight with how much I was spending, so I grabbed this thing. I got our boy. Waiting for David to see.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, they had Jack Frost. They also had the what's his name? What's the other one?
Jack-o'-lantern.
Was that the dark one?
Oh, Black Frost.
Yeah. You were racing on me. I was almost got that one too, but I was like, yeah, one's fine. So I grabbed that. That's all I got. David, what'd you play?
Oh, yeah. I played some fucking Ready or Not.
Yeah? Tell me about that. How'd that go?
1.0. What a wildly fucking ramped up difficulty they have made the fucking game.
Dude.
Holy shit.
So
Oh my god, they fucking
that
ridiculously ramped it up.
let's reminisce for a second. So the last time we played Ready or Not was a bust. For whatever reason, and you explained this afterwards, but I was like, how the fuck am I getting motion sickness from this game? I played it just fine the last time, but I think you explained that there was something going on with the hospital level or something, right? That
Yeah, the frame rate was broken on that one.
yeah, so it got me like mad motion sickness, so I didn't really get to play. But the first time we played, that was a great time. We played like did we play once or twice already? I think we might play twice. I feel like we played
We
twice.
played like 3 times because there was also one time where we played with Chris.
Yeah. But the one time with your friends, it was solid. We were really good at that. And I remember the one that sticks out to me with how stupid the fucking stupid in a smart way the AI is, where it was like we were rushing the mansion, and I think it was like, what was it like, this one NPC or one of the enemies just sniped out like two of us,
Yeah.
and the other two like go up there and like they swerved us and like flanked us from like one like another corner there. There was that. There was there was which by the way I don't know if it's up anymore, but there was a really funny clip with David and Gore.
Yeah.
That was a good ass clip. But that same level, I remember I was playing that, and then like yeah, the AI like got knocked down, but no one's like tied him up, so he got back up and like literally did a whole loop just to flank us and got one of us, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, the AI in that game is nuts, and you're saying it's worse, or in
Oh,
a,
yeah, it's insanely. They jacked up the difficulty. One, there's a lot more enemies now on the map.
fuck.
And they have increased their AI. Someone did like a statistical breakdown of like everything that's been changed, and it's wild. One, there are a lot of bugs that came out with the 1.0 update, to the point where a lot of the non-lethal weapons actually increase enemy morale when they get hit by them. So they're more. They fucked
attacking
up
him
on
only
the-
gets him stronger.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They fucked up on the map on that one a little bit. But also now, if you make any kind of noise, the enemies don't do any patrolling by default. Now, if they hear any noise in certain points of the map, they'll go into specific motions, or they're also aware of where each one of each other are supposed to be. So if they know that there's a noise going on and it's not in an area where one of them is supposed to be actively engaged in, they'll actually all immediately shift focus to that.
That's fucked up.
So like anytime you actually lockpick a door, there's now a reason you need to have the silent lockpick, because anyone that is in that area will all hear the lock being picked, and they'll all just basically sit there and wait.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So it's kind of one of those things. They'll sit there, they'll wait. Some of them may start to try and flank and go around to get you from behind if there's an outside option. And if not, it's basically you got to be ready, guns blazing, to go, or even just shoot through the door and hope that they're right there. But then you get, of course, unlawful use of conduct, which they've also really tightened the window of that. You basically have to always let an enemy get a shot on you now. And if they don't fire first, you will always get unlawful conduct, even with the non-lethal weapons. And also, they're more likely to take hostages. So they're more likely to go ahead, and as you have the civilians laying around, they're more likely to pick them up and use them as meat shields now.
Holy shit. Did they ever release that school level?
Yes, they did alter it a little bit. It's now a college instead of an elementary school.
You know what? Again, as a teacher, I feel like you gotta just make your statement. You know, like that's kind of the point. People were like, there was like there was like backlash for that, which there should not have been. I'm sorry, like that's the statement you kind of gotta make. Like,
Yeah.
hey,
Like the part of the whole point of the game is to kind of remind people of like that heinous shit that goes on in a lot of these instances.
right, and the fact that people had backlash over that, like that, welcome to the country.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
The only other complaint that I have is there's not really any small maps. Now that we have kind of all the maps released, keeping in mind that they've like increased the amount of enemies that spawn on each map and the difficulty of each one, there isn't really like that good like introductory map where there's like maybe two or three perps in a small area. It's like, okay, let's get our feet wet and let's really go. Everything is like really catered to like hour-long slogs of like, all right, fucking gear up. We're in this for the long haul, and hopefully we learn this map quickly, kind of thing.
What up,
So
Kels?
that's one thing I'm a little concerned about the game. I do think it needs to have a better balance of some smaller maps, because that's kind of what I was expecting the streamer map to be. Because they introduced one where there's a streamer who gets swatted, and you're playing that scenario of you're the SWAT team going after the streamer, but they've kind of changed it now that it's released to where there's also an illegal crypto mining.
I'm about to say,
operation going on
what's
at
the level
same
at that point?
time.
You know, you're already trying to find someone who's not uh, guilty, I guess, or whatever. But
Yeah, so there's the way they've changed it storyline wise is he's also kind of funding the crypto mining thing, but the crypto mining thing is also like weirdly like heavily guarded by like this 8 fucking person militia, like people all just strapped out in like flak jackets and assault rifles, and it's like
interesting.
this seems a lot for a crypto mining thing, and what starts off in the mission briefing as like, oh, we're gonna go basically effectively like do the whole swatting a streamer kind of thing. And I will say they do have one neat detail in that you can actually see yourself on the stream when you kind of get to
That's
that
cute.
area, and you can shoot up the camera for it.
Yeah. Um.
Uh,
So since this is technically a 1.0 release, it's technically a 2023 game, adding to the stack of 2023 games. Where do you think it fares in your overall list?
oh, it's still high up there, like 100%. Now that it's officially out, it's a phenomenal game. It needs some adjusting, 100%. I think it went into a last minute change into a slightly different direction,
How so?
but it because of the fact that it has ramped up to the degree that it is, it feels less procedurally SWAT and a little bit more like Battlefield Call of Duty esque, where you're going in for a firefight as opposed to being like a strategic
Methodical.
cop simulator. Yeah.
Which I don't like that, but I understand completely as to why they would do that.
And I wouldn't mind it if there was again that like better map balance of a bunch of smaller
They need smaller maps, I
options.
think, just to get people that are not used to the hardcore realism side of it. Like, get your toes wet, get your feet wet, and let's just go with something like more small, basic, and then start going to the crazy things. Because those maps expand, even if you don't think they are. Like, okay, cool,
Oh yeah.
this is a mansion. The mansion like has like a mansion with that inside of it. You know, like they're huge maps.
Yeah, and some of the maps we played were even bigger than some of the ones that were in the beta that we were playing.
There was what was it like? You guys had played this game quite a bit, and then we were playing through a thing, and
Yeah.
I was the last one alive. I remember I was exploring, and I still remember like hearing some of your crew was like, "I've never seen this room."
Yeah, because like I think it was like one of the times we ran through the farmhouse, because there's the actual farmhouse, there's the barn, but then there's these underground tunnels underneath all that that go into like this distillery brew house area as well underneath,
Right,
and it just keeps rapidly expanding and growing out.
right. What up, at Becky? What up, Kels? What up? What up? What up?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So it's like that stuff's crazy. On your next PlayStation,
Good question.
Christmas.
Probably. I don't know.
Imagine.
No, I don't. It might be sometime this weekend. We'll see. I am now officially on vacation,
Hell
so
yeah.
I'm trying to get done a lot of projects and a lot of housework in one go.
Hell
Because
yeah.
that's basically what my vacations default to being.
Happens. Yeah, I'm on vacation starting Thursday, so
Hell yeah.
aside from the holidays and like this upcoming week where I have everyone's like, all right, let's just get everything, let's do all this other stuff right out the way, and then you guys can, rest everything else, and then yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no, it's good. It needs some fixing. Because again, sucks that non-lethal increases enemy morale and makes them stronger. That kind of needs to be
Actually, it's kind of
fixed.
funny though that way. I feel like that's a good. You know what? That's a good modifier. I hope they keep that as a modifier.
It's funny because like I remember because part of the whole point of this game is originally it was meant to be like a spiritual successor to SWAT 4. And it's just funny because it does remind me of times in SWAT 4 where like there's one map, for instance, where there's this serial killer who lives with his elderly mother, and he's got like this rape dungeon underneath the house that he brings all the women to before he does his thing and murders them. And like you'll find his mom, and she's just the most antagonistic little shit. There was one time that for whatever reason her AI was set to like max, and I had to go through 7 cartridge tasers to put her ass down
What the fuck?
and finally fucking arrest her. Fucking goddamn 70-year-old woman was not wanting to fucking go quietly.
Let me see. I haven't set up Lumia in a while since it was kind of acting weird, but let me see if it loads up real quick. If it does, I should still have my I still have like on my Steam Deck right now. My Stream
Yep.
Deck. I have the Ready or Not. Whenever we play Ready or Not, I had those set buttons just for that. But I don't know if it works or not. Let's see. But let's see. Turn this off and on, maybe. Oh, I think it might be working. No. Dang it. Oh, fuck. I'm killing time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
While you're killing time and trying to look that up, on something not video game related, I have actually started going through the live action Yu Yu Hakusho series by Netflix.
Okay.
I don't hate it.
Is it?
Honestly, the action's really good. They got the people that were behind the live action Rurouni Kenshin fights and stunts to do them for this, and they're fantastic. The updated character designs are really good. There's some odd choices here and there, but more or less like they're as good as you're gonna get for trying to keep to the aesthetic in a live action form. And they've made some choices that there's some because they're basically compressing like the first 60 episodes into 5 episodes.
Sure.
And so, of course, with that, there's a lot that gets thrown out the wayside. There's a lot that they have to trim down. But they do a surprisingly really good job of making it a more streamlined and intimate story. There's still a couple of decisions here and there that kind of make me raise an eyebrow. But honestly, all in all, I've actually kind of enjoyed my time with it. It's definitely not a substitute for actually watching Yu Yu Hakusho. But it would definitely be a good, like, all right, watch this. If this is something that resonated with you, then go watch the actual series. So it's a good kind of like aptitude test if you would like the actual series.
Right. Okay, so one light works. That's weird. That's why I stopped using it. This thing was getting a little funky.
Mm,
Anyway, I'm over it. I got bored.
hell yeah.
Let's see. For me, did I talk about how I beat Mario last week or not?
No.
All right, so I beat Mario. Um, good times. I enjoyed it. I think it got a little easy towards the end.
Mm.
The
Like,
levels.
as in they just kind of stopped putting in difficulty, or
No, I just think there wasn't anything super difficult. Like it felt like every game was, or every level was. I mean, I remember talking about this, so I'm not sure if I talk about it just on stream or in general, but you can get revived through other players that are playing online with you. There could be stands there that you can like fly to. You got about 5 seconds to run to the stand. If you get a stand, you get revived. So in a lot of ways, unless the stage was a moving one, it wasn't too difficult. So I didn't really mind too much. It was fun. I just yeah, I did because I remember I said that I hope that Mario Wonder kind of does the Mario 64 route, which he kind of almost did for a second, which was like you can get multiple seeds through a single level, up to three, usually one to two. I hope they do that kind of like Mario 64 style, where it's like, oh, you can get like 6 stars in one level, but do some weird shit, like get creative with it. I think that'd be kind of a
Yeah.
cool little cool melding of that. Um, Other games, I'm making my film class play her story this week, just just
Hmm.
just for acting wise. I thought that'd be kind of cool. And it's finals week, so we're already done with our final, so just kind of a chill day. Um, what else did I do game wise? I don't know. I play a little bit of Hi-Fi Rush still, just here and there. I haven't quite. I explained it before. I have that ADHD thing where it's like I need to get to a certain point in a game to like start like, okay, cool, I'm in now. I'll start just playing it a lot versus just like
Yeah.
dabbling half an hour here, 15 minutes here, an hour here until like I get there. So Hi-Fi Rush still in the beginning phase of that, but it's still cool. Um, yeah, no. So this last week was my birthday. Uh,
Hell yeah.
so I was just keeping busy, doing the stuffs. Took some time out, went out of town for a bit, which was nice. Um, Now I'm just ready for winter break because fuck, I'm tired, dude. This shit's been exhausting. Um, David,
Yo.
what's the news?
All right, let's get into it. We'll start with a fun one here, but one that also makes me sad. Obsidian had apparently pitched doing a Fallout New Vegas for Elder Scrolls.
They've said they pitched a lot of things.
Yeah, but this was the big one that they were like, we honestly were kind of like getting, as weird as it is to say, inspiration from Call of Duty, where it's like it was taking Bethesda so long between main entries that they kind of wanted to just keep consistently doing like in between entries for the games. And speaking as someone whose favorite game of Fallout is New Vegas, having them do a fucking Elder Scrolls would have been phenomenal. I absolutely would love to see that. Who knows? Maybe we'll still have the opportunity for that to happen now. But
You know what? It sucks because like if everything had happened maybe like a year or two prior with Bethesda being acquired, then I think it would have happened. But Obsidian with Avowed is like, no, let's make our own because we've been eager to make one, which good for them.
there,
Good for them.
yeah, good for them. But it's still just one of those things where it's like, fucking a that I want that so bad, and I suppose with Avowed we will essentially be getting that. But damn, that's just such a fucking thing. I would have been so psyched for.
I'm
Had
surprised
that
they
had
didn't
actually
bite on
happened.
that. It's did Bethesda not look fondly at New Vegas?
No, Bethesda hated both the good and bad reception of New Vegas. New Vegas at launch was glitchy, which I mean that feels like the pot calling the kettle black there.
Right.
But beyond that, they didn't like how it was a very divisive game where a lot of people it was either their favorite Fallout or a lot of people like it tried to make things a little too different.
You know what? I feel like universally everyone is kind of on the same boat now.
Nowadays, yes, but at launch, a little bit less so.
But it reeks of Miyamoto and Shigeru and no, sorry, yes, Miyamoto with F-Zero GX.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, a company came in and did one of your IPs, did it pretty well, and is pretty beloved, but like for some reason you just hated it and just don't want to go back to them with it.
it didn't fit into Todd Howard's vision of reselling Skyrim on every console possible.
Someone, I think it was Neo or someone posted that both Naughty Dog and Rockstar really got hit with this whole generational gaming thing where it's like the output of games since the 360 era from both studios uh, is so low. We're talking like PS5. Think of it this way: PS5, the three Naughty Dog games are the Uncharted Legacy, uh, Among Thieves or whatever. No, the Legacy Thieves collection, whatever. It's Uncharted 4, and the other one, the side DLC spin-off collection. Uh, Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2 remastered.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we'll get to Naughty Dog in a second. But in Rockstar's case especially, they kind of don't need to do a lot,
They
and
don't, and you know it's like I get it, right? Like, uh, they don't need to. GTA 5 has sold billions upon billions, and that's just what they can live off of. Um, they don't need to make Rockstar Table Tennis. They don't need to make Midnight Club. They don't need to make Bully. They don't need to make LA Noir.
I mean,
Granted,
which
that was
all of that is unfortunate. I miss Midnight Club, honestly.
Midnight Club was dope, and I get that LA Noir was a Team Bondi, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They don't need to do that. All they gotta do is just make GTA and Red Dead, and they're good. But like, and Red Dead 2 is such an it's you can just tell the craftsmanship with that game. Like, gameplay wise aside, pacing wise aside, I get it. But like, it's so meticulously made. Like, that world is the true Western of everything else. Like, you can't find a better Western game. There won't be another one that rivals that for a very long time. Um,
Mm.
and like Rockstar put like it's all in there, and you know they're gonna do the same thing with GTA 6, right? It's gonna blow up, but it just sucks when you just sometimes you kind of want smaller incremental games in between, just because they're totally satisfying on their own. They just need to be this. They don't need to be the main massive like main course meal. You know, like sometimes you want like
Yeah.
sometimes you want a side appetizer. Sometimes you go to a restaurant and you don't need to order an entree. You want to order an appetizer. An appetizer is all you need.
It's kind of one of those things where even though it's not my cup of tea, I appreciate Rockstar for wanting to basically like, no, we're gonna take the time to make this. It'll be done when it's fucking done. We literally are still making millions off of just selling fucking shark points or whatever they're called
Shark
for
cards.
GTA 5. Yeah, shark cards. So we can take as much time as we want and really perfect and hammer out and get the exact experience we want for people on day one. But I think it would be a disservice to not still have at least a B team always working on something else and just going ahead and be like, hey, let's do. And I don't want just remasters, but I mean, like, you could go ahead and do like, here's a Midnight Club Anniversary Edition, and instead of it being like a remaster of any one game, it's basically like a greatest hits of all the Midnight Club
Or
elements.
just fuck
Throw
it,
in
like
there.
use the map that you have on GTA 5 and make a Midnight Club and just adjust some things on there. Like, that's fine. Like,
Yeah, fuck it. Have it like be a weird, fun like anniversary collab project where it's like, hey, here's fucking Midnight Club Rockstar Edition, and it's all areas from all the Rockstar games where that you're just racing around. You know, maybe like a smaller one is you're racing around the school from Bully. Fucking, you can have a Wild West level. Fucking, just really, and instead of cars, it's horses. You know, just really go fucking crazy with the idea. I mean, again, fuck it, you're Rockstar. At that point, why not release the weird, fun, silly shit that could still be really good and interesting while you still have your primary
which
team
is
making that.
shocking that the GTA the trilogy was not overseen well. Like, I am still shocked that was not like looked at by Rockstar and be like, what the fuck is this? All right, spend hey how much money did we make on GTA on Saturday? Can we just put that funding over to GTA the trilogy and pay the entire company of that for the whole next year to fix that game? Yeah, cool.
I feel like that's probably a victim of not having the source code, and instead of building from scratch,
They use the
just
fucking
going
mobile
ahead.
games.
Yeah, they just use the mobile games.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what happened. Um. Anyway, yeah, I you know what is it EA that says it? I forget what. Because EA has the EA originals now, which is dope. I think that they're doing those things or whatever
Yeah.
they call them. But they mentioned too. It's like those games are funded by Madden. You know,
Yeah.
like those games are built off the profits of the games that
All the sport shit.
yeah, the ones that make all the millions of dollars yearly, right?
Yeah,
Um,
the ones that normies go ahead buy. Meanwhile, we in the more core scene like the yearly title. But again, that's the bread and butter. Let's be
right.
honest.
Um, so yeah, I think like I think it was what was it? Uh Hello Games No Man's Sky where they made the last campfire and they were like, yeah, we just had some members on the team that just kind of want to build something different, so we let them because we're good on money, which is cool. So anytime that there could be like a way for developers to kind of stretch their limbs, and maybe they don't need to, maybe people at Rockstar are totally happy just what they're doing. Cool. Um, but still, it does suck seeing the how much less game output there has been. Really quick, I want to go back to Kel saying part of the reason why I was hyped for Microsoft getting Ravens off is they can work all sorts of in between franchise entries. They don't get Hexen handed back if they don't get Hexen handed back over to them. So, um, yeah, and we mentioned this, and it's almost kind of like to the detriment. It's like Microsoft is so hands off, which I'm sure that changed a little bit with what was it? What was that game? Redfall. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they're so hands off. They're like, yeah, whatever company, whatever you guys want to work on, fuck it, do it. I'm like, fucking hell, like. I guess the dream is right. I guess it makes sense, right? If you're there,
Yeah.
you'd probably want to make a new IP for sure. I get it. But like, doesn't part of you want to be like, let's get some people hype. Let's resurrect some fucking shit right now. Like that sounds cool. Like Sega doing that shit again. Pop off moment, dude.
Yeah.
So good. Um, Phil trying to be the cool dad. I could see that. I mean, I respect if at the end of the day, if it had to be like black or white, hands off, hands on to an extreme extent, I'd rather it be more extreme hands off than anything else. Um, but there needs to be some sort of guidance, obviously. Like you can't let every studio just like run buck wild with all the money because shit won't get done. Like
Yeah, like I'm surprised that, and maybe this is a thing now. I mean, who knows with the sprawling mass that is Microsoft, but I'm surprised that at least before, I certainly didn't get the impression that it wasn't like some consistent like just monthly quality control, just someone that would go through, be like, all right, show me what's going on, what's been updated, what's been changed, kind of keep me in the loop here, and then just reports back to HQ.
The way I saw it was that they just assumed that they just bought the company, essentially just say, hey, do exactly what the fuck you're doing. Here's some money. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, let us know when you need us to open the coffers, but otherwise keep at it.
Yeah, which is cool. That's the dream out, right? Like if you got bought by Microsoft, that's the fucking dream. Especially because like Game Pass, you don't have to worry about like people buying the game at launch. Like that shit could just go, you know.
Yeah.
But obviously it just didn't work out that way. It says I'm with David on that. It does. I also agree. I don't think it's weird they didn't have that, but you know, I'm assuming they do now. That means Papa Phil is definitely going to be split. Phil Spencer gives Kevin Feige vibes with that, you know, where it's like, but it's like the opposite ends, which is funny, where it's like Phil Spencer kind of like has the overall the God's eye on that, but it's like do whatever the fuck you want. Kevin Feige had the God's eye and like watches over everything to a hawk, but then when all the MCU shows came out, he got split between all of his time. That's why the quality went down. Which by the way, you see the news about Kang?
No.
So Jonathan Majors got there's more behind it, but one of the verdicts was guilty towards abuse.
Yeah.
Marvel,
Yeah, I heard him admitting in court that he did that shit.
Marvel dropped his ass like within a millisecond.
Yeah.
So there's been words coming out like that they're referring to Kang Dynasty as Avengers 5 now. there's words out that like they're just gonna recast him. Um,
I mean, with the way that character's set up, obviously, if they wanted to still do the Kang story, it's not a stretch to just be like, oh yes, another King from another parallel. So, whoop, there you go. All right, we just keep going.
someone mentioned like, hey, would it be funny if like they had another Kang come in? Another Kang came in and just like killed all those Kangs, and then came with his own group of Kangs. Like
No, you just recast Don Cheadle again as him.
that's what people are saying too. That'd be really
Yeah.
funny. Or
No,
no, you
like-
get a Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
That's what we were saying. Get Terrence Howard in there. That'd be fucking funny.
But no, like I don't know. I'm less intrigued, anyways. I still haven't seen anything from Marvel in a while that has been really good. So,
Guardians.
yeah, but I don't really consider that like a Marvel produced film. That
Yeah,
very
that's a
much-
James Gunn joint right there.
Yeah, that is James Gunn being James Gunn. That
Yeah.
is not Marvel.
Um.
But I don't know. I still need to watch Loki too. I heard that actually wasn't terrible.
I never saw Loki season
Uh,
2. I didn't. I really didn't give a shit. I haven't seen Secret Invasion or Loki season 2 yet, so I'm behind. Marvels was
I
fun.
didn't bother with Secret Invasion after some of the stuff I saw from it.
The Marvels was fun. I didn't mind it.
I have zero interest in the Marvels.
I don't think you do. I never thought you did, but like, it was fun. Like if it comes across and you have to watch it, don't expect it to be like a bad time. It's a decent time. Anyway,
Isn't it? If I remember correctly, I think actually like Deadpool 3 is like the only Marvel film next year now,
Yep.
isn't it? Yeah, wild.
yeah, and they said that
Fucking wild. If it wasn't for the fact that they got those rights, we wouldn't have a Marvel movie next year, which honestly is probably for the best anyways. Like they need to calm the fuck down.
which is oh my god. Okay, so really quick, let's go to a Marvel talk.
Yeah.
Let's do that real
Yeah,
quick.
let's open these wounds here.
So, you heard about the ending of the Marvels though, right? Like what happened there?
Yeah.
So which felt blatantly like, all right, we need people on board again. How the fuck do we do this? But so yeah, you're right. Like we do need like a Marvel cleanse. Like let's clear the palette. Echo's coming out in January. They're gonna dump all that shit right out the gate. But apparently Echo's also like the first like hardcore violent MCU thing, like kind of like Daredevil Netflix style thing, which we'll see. You know, I don't believe any of the hype at all anymore. Every actor comes out saying, "Hey, our thing's very different," and it never ends up that way. So I'll see
I
it.
was gonna say Moon Knight was like the closest.
Moon Knight's so fucking good, dude. I love Moon Knight. Moon Knight's good. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so it's interesting, right? Because like after Endgame, and actually Far From Home, it's like Marvel went away for a little bit because of COVID. But
Yeah.
then like we came back to the most lukewarm movie with Black Widow, and it was already like, all right, we're back with Marvel stuff. That's fine. You got Shang-Chi, which a lot of people like. It's cool, but like it just kept kind of like. WandaVision was dope out the gate. Falcon the Winter Soldier just dropped the ball after episode 1. I don't care about Loki, but like people do. Whatever, fuck it. I don't know. I just like there's so much shit, and it did feel like a fucking chore. I think that's what happened, right? It's like
Yeah.
like you can go.
It became like the actual comic books where it was impossible to keep up with everything. You know, it used to be we had at most, like 2 to 3 every 2 years. And then it's like, okay, yep, that's what we're doing. But then as soon as the TV shows got introduced proper into it, is where it started to get ridiculous.
Not and not all of them. Like I'd say like at the beginning, we're like, oh, we're eating good. We got a lot of this stuff to do, but it's like the quality was so mid, and there was so much of them that we just lost interest in them, right? Like you could keep interest in movies, and if it's like if there's one Captain Marvel, for example, I feel like it's safe to say is a pretty mid movie.
Yep.
But did that matter? Nah, because we're gonna get another one in a second anyway, right? Ant-Man and the Wasp. People say it's a mid movie. I liked it. People say it's mid, cool, but like, does it matter? No, we're gonna get another one soon. And like the wait, right? Like, It was what was it? Wasn't it Ant-Man and the Wasp, and then it was Ant-Man and the Wasp into Captain Marvel into Endgame.
Hmm.
And like if you think about that, that's like two mids into a S tier movie. But like we didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
None of us gave a fuck about that. We're like, hell yeah, that's great. Right? And then like it's the anticipation of waiting, and then like we don't mind. I wouldn't mind spending 2 to 3 hours every 2 3 hours 3 times a year just to keep caught up in the zeitgeist of it all, right? And that's okay. But when you're asking me
Yeah.
like,
If it's
go ahead.
periodic like that.
Yeah. But if it's like you're asking me to spend 6 hours on a show once a month, twice, like once every 2 months, that's a lot. It's a lot you're
Yeah.
asking for, especially when it's mid, right? Like the shows don't really get me excited. Um, but it's funny because yeah, we had that break, and I think that's what a lot of people wanted too after Endgame. We're like, all right, let's take a breather, let's catch our breath here, and then let's come back to it. But after the entire like, there's all the contents, like yeah, we need another break again. So I'm glad Deadpool 3, which is gonna be another like, I think Deadpool 3 is gonna do great. It's its own little mini. It's kind of like I think I lost David by the way. Um, Deadpool 3 is gonna be like its own No Way Home style movie where it's like, okay, cool, we're gonna have a bunch of things. There you are. Um, yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of just cameos everywhere. It's gonna be nuts. Cool. Like, Deadpool 3 is like I think the perfect movie. Just like give us Deadpool 3 and let's just cruise.
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, because especially where the next few ones that come up need to be done right. Like if we finally go ahead and we get Blade back, that needs to be done fucking right. And fucking especially where it sounds like we're also leading into something with Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four does not have a good film track record. They really need that one to hit because there's three fucking terrible Fantastic Four films.
Well,
And especially where Doctor Doom is also going to be, from what I remember correctly, leading up to be the next villain after, or maybe now replacing King. Uh, Fucking A, you got to get that shit right. You have one shot at getting that impression.
well, here's the thing: is after Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. just retired from the character. There's no leading figure, and what sucks is that who would be the leading figure right behind that, with Chris Evans, he's also out, right? Like your two leading figureheads of this $1 billion franchise are gone, so you have to create new ones, right? And when you don't have that, when all you have is just like, I don't know, you got to fill the void with everyone else, and it just feels like you are just filling the void with everyone else. And I don't know. I feel like Fantastic Four really is the I that Fantastic Four needs to be Marvel's big hit. Like they are a lot rides on that because that's gonna be like your future foundation of that, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Kel's mentioned Chadwick was supposed to also be a figurehead of the MCU too. Yep. F4 sucks, and I'm tired of pretending that they don't. All their good stories involve Spider-Man. That's fair. I'll take that. That's understandable.
No, all their best stories involve Doom.
Doom. But I don't know. It's just a dude, Kevin Feige. If he wasn't already bald, he would have gone bald just through all this sheer stress, I'm sure. We'll see what happens. I'm curious as to where they're gonna go with this. Deadpool 3, I think it's gonna do a lot. Deadpool 3 is gonna be weird as fuck. Hopefully it's funny because I know the writer strike happened in the middle of that, and they need the writers on board for that shit. And then it's gonna do a lot of multiverse stuff, which is gonna lead straight into whatever we're doing afterwards.
Yeah.
But like I trust Deadpool 3. It's like Deadpool 3 and like Guardians and Deadpool are like the ones I can trust outside of Disney's like clutches, right? Because like they did their own thing so well that you could tell Disney doesn't want to fuck with it because like everyone would know. So we'll see. X-Men could also be the middle ticket for MCU. It's way too far off though. For fast track that. I'm sure they're fast tracking that. I'm sure Bob Iger rolled up there and saw the slate of something I have coming up, like Captain Wonder and stuff like that, and he's like, no. Fix shit. Wow, well, yeah, he sees all that. He's like, why the fuck are X-Men not on here? What the fuck? Let's go do that. No Moon Knight slander in the chat. This is true. David,
Yo.
how do you fix the MCU right now? Besides just taking a break.
Honestly, at this point, soft reboot.
That's kind of what Secret Wars is supposed to be.
It's one of those. It's kind of one of those things where it's become so bloated that, like, I hate for some of the projects to ultimately be lost because of it, like Young Avengers. But honestly, I don't think really that many people care.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
did you hear what happened at the end of Marvels?
It might not be what I thought I heard about it then. So
What'd you hear?
I don't know. I heard about a character tease in it.
Well, yeah, so there are two endings. There was like the actual ending of the movie, and there was like that post credit.
Because if I remember correctly from what I saw, something X-Men related was teased in.
Yeah. So that's that. So at the end, and then just again, I thought it was cute because Iman Vellani is fucking awesome. I think she's really got a lot of heart to be a leading face of the MCU. Everyone loves her. So at the end, they do a whole like mock thing of Nick Fury in Iron Man's room. You know what I'm talking about when you first meet him.
Yeah.
They do that again, but it's Kate Bishop coming into her apartment, and she walks in, and then there's Ms. Marvel sitting in a chair, all like shaded out and doing like the funny like in her personality, which again I appreciate. It wasn't cringy or anything. It was like, oh, that's cute, and it was her doing like the whole kind of exact same spiel as that, but referring to Young Avengers now. So it's like supposed to be like her, Kate Bishop, and then someone else I forget. So far, Kel says a couple things. Kel says, my fix is to do an Avengers vs X-Men. Let X-Men take over after. Also get Tom Spidey or lock in Miles for the MCU ASAP. Also lean into Namor hard. I agree.
I would like to see Miles for MCU. Honestly, I kind of don't want Tom Spidey. Like, I think he had a really good run with it, but I think we definitely need either a different Peter Parker or we need Miles at this point. I mean, especially when we're already leading into a lot of the Spider-Verse stuff, I think we're also slowly going to potentially build to a live-action equivalent of Spider-Verse. Considering we're getting Madam Web, how Venom's kind of crossed over quite a bit. There's the Sinister Six teases there. I think that's something that is probably happening down the road. Also, I don't give a fuck about Namor. I don't know why people have a fucking boner for Namor.
Have you seen the man?
I mean, I've seen the man. He's fucking boring. I don't get why people like that character, honestly.
I mean, well, he's a boner. I mean, let's call it a spade. Dude's handsome.
I mean, I could understand how he could pop bow rings in that regard.
There you go.
But it's one of those things I never found the character interesting. He was badass in Black Panther 2. He was lame as fuck in the comics. I mean, he was all right in Black Panther 2. But I think a lot of his character arc kind of gets muddled in a lot of things that are going on.
I think we had a lot going on, though, to be fair.
Yeah, it did. But all in all, I just reboot the series, honestly.
X-Men vs. Avengers would actually be kind of sick. I think that might be a really good play.
I don't know. Like, I hated the storyline in the comics, and I don't trust them to get it right either.
To be fair, I mean, they used the One More Day as No Way Home's bases,
You know
which is
You-
ridiculous,
fair.
right?
They took one of literally my most hated fucking storyline in comics and actually made it decent. So that's fair.
Wait, not even just
Uh,
yours. They made one of the most like detested stories in comics, which that's some balls. Like to be fair, good on you guys for.
Actually, that could be how they do the soft reboot then, because if I remember correctly, it's been a hot second. That is kind of how Marvel Comics did a soft reboot. Was at the end of X-Men versus the Avengers. Oh fuck, what was her name? Scott Summers' daughter there. Hope. There we go. Hope Summers. She ends up like awakening to like the maximum of her powers and basically fucking resets everything. So I could maybe see them going down that route.
Let's say this, David.
Um,
Let's play a little fun game before we jump into the last like two stories. Which actually this actually segues into Insomniac.
yeah.
But let's do this. You wake up tomorrow. You are now Mr. Kevin Feige. Mr. Feige. What do we do? Kang. We had to cancel Kang because he's a bad person. This is what's out now. This is the stuff that's produced right now. So I mean we can sit on it, cancel it, and waste the money or do something. What do we do, Mr. Feige? Do we cancel Kang Dynasty? Do we change everything right now?
All right. So here's my 10-year plan.
First off, let's revive LJN.
Yes.
What?
LJN.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because we need to re-release their old X-Men games. That's what this has to do with. No. 10-year plan. Here's what I would do. Fucking scrap everything. At this point, because you've already built up and invested in it so much storyline-wise, you keep the Young Avengers. You have Young Avengers build into Midnight Suns, where they end up detecting and traveling. They get in a little over their head, and they basically hit a point where they're like, we need an adult. And then you can have that, especially where you're trying to do Blade, you have that be what builds into Midnight Suns. While that's going on, you go ahead, you build up the X-Men more. You have Deadpool 3 coming in. That's obviously going to be what helps to bring in proper a lot of the X-Men stuff into it. But then because of the nature of Deadpool, you have him go fuck around with Doctor Strange at the same time. You have him go fuck around with his ring. And then what better way to lead into forcing a lot of X-Men in than doing the Deadpool kills the MCU storyline?
I was going to say that. That'd be sick.
So you have Deadpool trying to essentially go through the MCU version of Deadpool kills the MCU while the Midnight Sun storyline is going on in the main continuity. And then from there, that leads into the past colliding, because at the end of you doing the Midnight Suns arc, which, you'd probably do a few different movies with that. You would bring in, of course, the Spider-Man stuff into it. You would bring in more Doctor Strange with that, etc. And if you really want to, Morbius, that's the time you do Morbius as well. But beyond that, you then have that be the introduction of Hope Summers. You go into that build-up then, essentially, of Deadpool accidentally causing this rift across multiverses. You can even have it tie into a what-if season, where basically all of that what-if season is dealing with the ramifications of Deadpool kills the multiverse. And then from there, you have all those storylines converge into X-Men versus the Avengers. And then you hit the big old fucking reset button.
What do we do with Kang?
You put him in the background.
Who is that guy? Who's Kang? What?
Basically, if you really want to have him there, you can have him be the villain that is like killed off pretty quickly. Honestly, I would have him, if you're gonna have, I just recast him. I'd pull a Mortal Kombat Annihilation. You recast him literally just to kill him in the first 10 seconds. Where he gets reintroduced. I wouldn't want to necessarily rush this storyline, but you know what? If you're already kind of committing to the idea of it because you want to get the concept of the Fantastic Four more solidified, you have Doctor Doom fuck him up and kill him. Bam. All right, we're in Doom's territory.
Well,
now.
also, Kang's never dead.
Yes,
right?
because
So
there's
it's
always
like
the
so it's like
multiverse.
you can
And,
disappear
and
with
that kind of
Kang.
ties into the Deadpool part as well, going through everything.
Sure. Now I like what you're doing. There's a couple things I would change though. Um, I do like the idea of maybe let's ignore Kang for now. Like fuck it. I do think uh we can do with that Kang for a little bit, right? Like whatever. It happened. It happened. Like Thanos, for example, you saw him at the end of Avengers 1, and when's the last time you saw him again? You heard your hint about him in Guardians. Or you saw him in
Yeah.
Guardians, actually. And
Yeah.
then what
And
else?
then
Like
Loki, and then that was he played a major role in Loki.
no. I'm saying Thanos.
Oh, Thanos.
Saw him in Guardians.
Guardians, Avengers, and he was like mentioned in a couple things, but like it wasn't
Right, so
ever
it's like
really
Kang doesn't need to be here.
yeah.
Yeah, Kang a couple times. Let him be a kind of a persistent, like ongoing, like make a little reference here or there. Get so far away from Kang that we can recast him and not feel weird about it. I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot with that post credit. If they literally never did that post credit, they would have been fine. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I like where you're going with the Young Avengers. I think let them get into some shenanigans, and then like it's like oh fuck these are not okay, and then kind of lead into like I think Midnight Suns could be almost like the replacement of an Avengers.
Yeah.
I think Midnight Suns, like if I can go back and redo time, I would say fuck the multiverse shit. Let's get dark. Right? Like I it's so early for multiverse stuff. I think let it come back here. I get that we explored a little bit of it in Endgame. I get it, but like I think instead of saying, oh, like the timelines are fucked, let's say like spatial time or like the way the world works is fucked, right? Because like we didn't even get to explore a lot of like the ramifications of the blip. Like and the thing is
It's so glossed over.
it is for like literally the most like damaging thing that could ever happen, right? It would have been so cool if like, well, you know, we went like 7 different directions after Endgame, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
We got ground based stuff with Falcon Winter Soldier. We got cosmic shit with Thor, Love and Thunder, with all the gods and Hercules, and then Eternals,
Yeah.
and then like we have multiverse stuff with a little bit of what Shang-Chi and like what Loki's dealing with.
Yeah.
I there's so much just like shit that it's like there's no tie-in, right? It's like it's just so everywhere that we're like on different parts of everything. And then I mean Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, like we got like incursions already rolling up here, which is like what the fuck? That's like that's huge. Like what the fuck? And like it's hard to piece your brain about why the fuck does Falcon and Winter Soldier matter when that's happening, right? I want to get excited for fucking Kingpin.
Yeah.
Right? Like let me get excited for Kingpin, but I can't get excited for Kingpin if the worlds are fucking colliding right now. If there's a giant fucking Eternal right there, how the fuck am I getting like, oh fuck Kingpin? Like fuck it. Send Thor there. Have Thor just tap Kingpin with his hammer and we're good. Like fuck it, you know?
Yeah, like Thor, on your way to go, you're going to the same city anyways. There's this fat fuck we need you to just go ahead and clonk and put to sleep for a second. Can you just, alright, bam, there you go, perfect. Now, go finish off those fucking aliens over there.
Right. It's you know what was cool about that? Because you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of Infinity War, right? Where it's like you saw Black Panther and Cap like having to like just like go fucking like fisticuffs with the fucking aliens, right? Like they're over here getting tackled by them, like doing that, and Thor rolls up in here and just like, all right, throw hundreds dead right away. Like that was like OP. Like you grinded in the first world for 87 levels, and you walked into World 2, and you're like, oh, hold up, really quick.
You know, like truly, it's wild how to use another comparison here. How One Punch Man does a phenomenal job of getting you equally as excited for the street level shit as it does the like fucking world breakers. Because it does such a good job of giving you the understanding of why both levels of heroes are needed. because you see the immediate disastrous building and results of, okay, we need to keep the streets like clear and everything, but at the same time the street level guys are still going to do what they can to slow down the fucking world breakers, even though at the end of the day it's still going to be Saitama walking up and dealing with it. Like, and you see the constant ramifications of that, where there isn't constant ramification for anything in the MCU.
Okay.
There's like all it does is just quickly move on to, okay, and here's the new threat. Here's the new threat. There's never a chance to just sit and wallow in what the end result has.
Which, by the way, someone pointed out too. I think back like phase 1, when you ever get a hint of something, it was for the next movie. It wasn't for like, here's something you might see in 5 years.
Yeah.
Right. Which I don't get excited for that. I think it's because you got to build that street level to fuck with things, right? It's like it's almost like did you ever watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that series.
Yeah. So it's like that, right? It's like where you like build up like, oh, here's this like this drug dealer on this side of the road, but then he's dealing with a dealer right there, and then you're like moving up the chain, but like every part of that chain, when you fuck with that, it fucks with the top, right? So like if we're thinking like Kingpin, when Kingpin becomes like mayor, right? Like if you fuck with Kingpin, things get bad, and then if things get back with that, then Kingpin as the mayor can fuck with the whole city. The whole city gets fucked, then like maybe the whole city can't fight against like another another like alien invasion, right? So it's like you gotta add emphasis as to why every level matters.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if you just throw all this shit at once, it's so hard to focus, and you just don't know what the fuck matters, right? Like, why do I care about this when there's that, right? Like, it make sense. So I don't know. It's Marvel Knights. Marvel is going to for sure. Marvel going mature for sure needs to happen. Blade, Daredevil, Ghost Rider. Oh man, I I feel like if they had done like just a dark era of Marvel for a little bit.
And you know what? Honestly, that could be the way too of having that divide, because I feel like that's the other big thing that is crippling the Marvel Cinematic Universe is, while you have a lot of thematic different storylines, like you were kind of saying, you have the street level stuff going on, you have the cosmic level stuff going on, and then you have the kind of dark stuff brewing, there isn't a good balance between, like, here is the mature audience stuff for Marvel, here is the, young adult stuff for Marvel, and then even maybe having the kid group for Marvel. I think really, and if you want to go ahead and have so many branching things, there needs to be a more consistent through line of, this is your young adult Marvel storyline that's going on. If you want that kind of adventure and romp, this is the storyline you're following. Here is your more serious, kind of darker-esque Marvel storyline, and then here's the one for the whole family.
Give me Daredevil the same way it was on Netflix. Which I guess someone hasn't seen it. I know, right? I haven't seen it. I was going to. I got sidetracked.
So fucking good.
So but give me Daredevil. Give me, I don't know. I feel like the young adult one could be kind of all encompassing one, right? Like where you just got the big blockbuster movies, and then stuff like Squirrel Girl. Give me that for give me that as like a fun little like side romp. Like that's fine. David, you're scaring me because your camera keeps pausing every once in a while, and it freaks me out. So I just keep talking.
That's fair. Truly, I think at some point we should try to test this with something other than Discord, because I worked from home today and I did not have a single network drop until we were recording on Discord.
Is there something up with? I need to look because there has to be some reason behind it. I would like to know what the reason is, regardless.
I've looked into it a little bit, and some people have said, yeah, I noticed like weird things with it occasionally, and that tends to be the extent of it.
Thank you, Internet. Yeah, man, I don't know. There's ways we could have gone. At this point, though, it's like they kind of need to reshuffle it, and they just need to roll dice again.
Yeah.
I think if they have Secret Wars, Chris Evans, I love you, bro. I don't think it worked out. I don't think you branching out really worked out that well. You're welcome back as Captain America. I get.
No,
We
you
got.
bring him back as the Human Torch.
Yeah, you said that. Now, you know what though? Actually, I wouldn't be. How about this? Like we and I get because I don't want to step on Sam Wilson being Captain America. I think that's actually a pretty. That's a good way of going with it. I think.
Yeah.
I think it was a poignant, like literal passing of the shield. Bring Steve Rogers back as Nomad.
Yeah. Like considering we got the lightest taste of that storyline, which again went fucking nowhere. You set it up with with the whole end of fucking Civil War. Be like, well, I guess we're gonna go now. I'm no longer Captain America, but if you need me, I'm here. And then literally the next storyline is like, well, I guess I'm Captain America as we're going and saving the day again. Like, fucking what, mate?
Well, to be fair, he didn't have the shield. He had the little sidearm shields for a little bit, which is kind of cool. But
yeah,
it didn't.
but he was.
It was a
still
design
literally
thing. It was
just Captain
yeah.
America.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well. David, speaking of Marvel, Insomniac had that leak. What did you take out of it? The games again.
Yeah. So just kind of focusing on the games. Did you see their lineup?
I did.
Okay. So looking through that, these motherfuckers got plans all the way up to 2035,
Which is
my
usually how it
brain
works.
doesn't want to think about that. I know it's how it works, but like my brain does not want to think about 2035.
12 years from now,
Yeah.
when you're
I
how
don't want
old?
to think about 45 at that point.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck! Hey David,
Yeah.
are you gonna be 45 playing X-Men 3?
Yeah, let's go. But yeah, so a Venom game, which I feel like we all knew was probably gonna happen. It'll probably be like Miles Morales, where it's a much smaller game, I imagine.
Yeah.
But that's set for 2025. But 2026 is supposedly when they're expecting to have Wolverine out.
Makes sense.
Uh,
So
Wh-
yeah, go ahead.
which then leads to in 2028 us getting Spider-Man 3.
Okay.
In the following year, in 2029, a new Ratchet and Clank. In 2030, Marvel's X-Men. And then somewhere in between 2031 and 2032, finally a whole brand new IP for them. And it's also, as part of this leak, that there is confirmation that Insomniac, and by extension Sony, does have exclusive game rights to the X-Men until 2035.
Which
Which is wild.
doesn't mean shit. They're gonna keep it. Like I don't see them porting shit over.
No, but it's more so the fact that again, if you ever wanted the odds of a Marvel vs. Capcom game not fucking happening, we already saw it happen when X-Men were treated as just features and not characters. I don't think that's happening unless Sony co-produces it. Granted, like they have with Street Fighter, but I don't think the future of Marvel vs. Capcom looks bright. I'll phrase it that way. Sony basically has exclusive rights to the X-Men IP for the next 12 years.
It's so interesting the way Disney's doing their IP, right? With Blade on Xbox. Now with Spider-Man, X-Men, and Wolverine, right? But all the X-Men stuff on PlayStation, or well, I guess it's with Insomniac, right?
Yeah.
And you gotta wonder. I wonder how much pressure was on Insomniac during Spider-Man 1 to really nail it. Because if it didn't come out as good as it did, I don't imagine the rights would have been that up for grabs for them.
No, 100%. Disney would have been like, actually, we say that, but I mean, they still keep giving EA chances to do Star Wars, which, I mean, granted, every so often they allow Respawn to do something good with it.
But I mean, well, they fixed it now, though. That was the thing, right? It's like It did what Star Wars Squadrons, which even though it didn't sell that well, was pretty solid. And then Jedi's with Respawn. Um, I think the Last Battlefront wasn't badly received, so it wasn't bad, but I agree. So I don't know. It still strikes me as interesting as what they're doing with all this though. I don't know.
And
But
I do find it weird though that specifically they're splitting up the rights to Marvel characters, because I would have thought that if you're already giving to what a lot of people, people are hardcore X-Men fans. There are people that they don't necessarily care for Marvel, but goddamn, they love them some X-Men. You've given X-Men and you've given Spider-Man. Literally, the only other superheroes in the world more iconic is Batman and fucking Superman. Spider-Man's right up there. They are the three most well-known characters of all media, essentially. You've given Spider-Man exclusive Sony rights to Sony, and now you're suddenly like, fucking Microsoft can have Blade though. Why not? Like that's such a weird why?
so
Like at that point, why not just commit to giving like everything to Sony? Why be like, Microsoft could do something with this character? Why not? We'll throw them a bone here. That's just I don't know. It's weird to me.
it is very weird. Sony was crying about the Activision deal, Breaking Bad, when they have X-Men games. Yeah, you know what? That's true. That's yeah, I didn't even realize that. Oh, Call of Duty this, Call of Duty that, Call of Duty this, Call of Duty that. Y'all have one of the biggest fucking superhero IPs just on lock right now.
Yeah.
Like that's how you know that whole thing was a farce. Um, yeah, and it's a contingent on how much they sell, as well too. I think it's if they sell this many million, they'll get that. Did you see any of the footage?
I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch the footage yet. No.
Uh, so it's I saw a little bit of it. It's very Spider-Man-y.
Oh, I see some Wolverine walk cycles. I'm pulling up some clips right now. Oh, riding a motorcycle. It's gonna be chase sequences.
It's very Spider-Man-y. Um, I I'm kind of like on both ends where I feel like I'm kind of bored of that whole play style, I guess. I don't know what to say. I don't know. It's I just wish I don't know. Sony's an interesting spot. They keep doing well, so I'm not gonna say shit, but like I'm kind of bored of the that kind of game, honestly.
Yeah.
I think people are starting to like let the newness of Spider-Man 2 chill, and they're realizing, oh, it was all right. It was good. Um, I don't know. What do you think, David?
I still haven't even really played the Spider-Man games at all, so I got like an hour into the first one, and that's basically it. I need to still sit down and play them eventually, but yeah, I'm not super stoked. I'm not excited. I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah. So the roadmap
And
is the roadmap. I don't know how I feel about it. It's cool. I'm glad. I'm happy for them doing Spider-Man, X-Men, and Wolverine. But like, I think it sucks. You know what? I'm glad I wasn't an Insomniac fan prior to that, because I know like a lot of people were wanting like some sort of resistance. Like, all right, the studio has some money now because they've been doing all this stuff.
love a new Resistance.
They're like, surely, because like, I mean, it shouldn't say surely, right? But like, okay, they have enough money. Maybe they can put some money and get like a side team on Resistance. Um, but yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah. Unless basically at this point they give another PlayStation studio the IP and say, "Hey, here, do something."
I
with
never played
this.
Resistance. It's always been a game I wanted to play though.
I really enjoy the Resistance games, especially I really liked the co-op in Resistance 2. I had a lot of fun with that. But I also
All right, we're looking this up right now. We're doing this. Hold up. Discord has intermittent connection. Let's see. How to fix this? Okay, we're gonna look at this.
I'm wasting my breath.
David,
there we go. Now we're back.
Do you have that hardware acceleration?
No, it's all turned off.
It says enable that.
But I had it enabled, and then I turned it off to see if that would cause any difference.
Okay, let's see. And it's only that, right? Like literally, like every other. It's not like a weird internet thing. It's like only on your computer on Discord. Is it like? Can you? Is all your internet or like? What's that?
Yeah, again, literally everything else works perfectly fine. And it doesn't matter if I'm on my Windows side or my Linux side. It happened on both sides. And the only common denominator was Discord.
And you fucked around with all the settings on there?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I've been dealing with this since we first discovered the issue.
I believe you. I'm just curious on my own accord.
Yeah.
See, like I don't get it. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. I will figure this out. I will be the one to help figure this out. Discord intermittent disconnecting, reconnecting maybe.
You know what's funny is I just turned back on the hardware acceleration and it started to shit out as soon as I did. But yeah, so you know what? This is my official apology. Someone get me a ukulele. Chris, you are right. Discord is a piece of shit. Someone clip this and send it to him. Chris, I'm sorry. You were right all along. You just keep winning. Discord sucks.
It's not even okay. See, what do I search for that? Because it's not disconnecting your internet. That's the thing. It's just
No, it is disconnecting my internet. That is what's happening.
Okay, so it was.
Discord
Okay.
is killing my internet.
I thought so. That's why I wasn't sure if it was just a Discord program exclusive thing.
No, well, it's exclusive to when Discord is running. I literally never have any other issues with my connection other than when we're recording on Discord.
Sometimes I look at this up. This is you know what? Fuck everything else. I'm looking this up. Next 15 minutes, and then we'll get out of here. I was looking this up. I looked at a red comment. Someone's explaining your exact issue. All connection issues go through support at discordapp.com. Okay. Let's see. Where are we doing this? I demand I find this out because there's this is bullshit. This is not a thing.
I mean, it is a thing. Steam actually back in like, was that like 05, 06 had a similar issue where sometimes Steam would actually kill your entire internet connection just being on.
Okay. Advanced. And do you have did you already enable quality of service high packet priority?
I've turned it on and off.
Okay. Would you say it's a ping spike?
No, it's nothing with ping. It actually outright kills my internet connection.
Okay. Discord.
Like, I see my internet connection turn off. And I'm hardwired. On 2.5 gigabit Ethernet.
Right.
On fiber.
At least it's eating well.
From Enterprise Hardware.
Oh, hold on. I see. Here's a comment, David. It says, "I really hate to be that guy, but get better internet."
Yeah, I saw that one.
Is that what you were
would be
reading?
fun. Yeah, I saw that one earlier.
Let's see. And like genuinely, you haven't like at all, not even like anything specific, but you haven't fucked with your router settings at all. Like there's been nothing touched whatsoever, or do you do that, or do you fuck with those settings every now and
Not
then?
in like the last year.
Because this has been
And
happening
this has
since
only been
what?
happening for 3-ish months, maybe.
Um,
It certainly hasn't been happening all year.
now how about this, David? Go to Steam and download something. Hop, see what your download speed is while you're on voice, and then.
I can tell you what my speed is right now because I've been testing
But
it.
does that fuck
I'm
with
getting a gig solid one and down, and no, like downloading does nothing.
or being on voice while you're doing that though?
Yeah, I've been downloading things as well as
Okay.
a test, and it does not impact it.
Um.
Like genuinely, my hard drive hits my throttle and bottleneck. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. My hard drive bottlenecks before my internet does.
Okay. Some people are saying just update the drivers for Ethernet.
On the latest, and also again, wouldn't make that much of an impact between Windows and Linux.
Okay. Shout outs to this. This is our podcast, everyone. Every now and then we talk about video games. I wonder. And is it just on this computer? If you ran Discord, like via phone or like console, do you think it would do that?
Well, we tried it with my laptop, and the audio was shit on it. So I don't know if we only tried it the one time on the laptop. I don't know if I'd run it that exact.
Let's see. Oh, this is fixed. It says, okay, that's nothing. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Just for giggles, I will turn off the camera and see if it makes any fucking difference. I doubt it will.
Yeah,
But for giggles, we'll
let's keep
try
this
it.
going for a little while. I am now Duran Joyu.
That's right. Beautiful.
Let's see.
But yeah, I don't remember if it did it the one time, because I don't even remember the episode it was that I did it on the laptop, but the audio was shit on my laptop, so that's why we didn't really bother trying it beyond that time.
It says audio sub system standard or legacy. I don't know if that matters at all.
The fuck are you talking about, nerd?
Did you change any of the So you went to the high packet thing, right? But did you change anything else in there or no?
I have tried switching every setting on and off in various stages.
Okay.
If there is a setting for it in Discord, I have tried it.
Okay. Firewall, you think by any chance?
I have nothing that should be blocking anything for Discord on my firewall or on my Pi-hole.
Okay. Flush DNS cache.
That would only matter if it was something DNS related blocking it, which it. For giggles, next podcast for giggles, I will try changing my DNS manually to Google DNS just to see if something happens with that. Because right now I have it set up for just going through my Pi-hole for DNS. It would be dumb if suddenly has fucking changed with Discord that would cause my Pi-hole to block it. But again, I've had this same setup basically all fucking year.
David, try this. Try the because you're on the app, right?
Yeah, I'm on the program of it. Yeah.
Try the web app or the website.
All right, that'd be dumb. But let me try.
We'll get there. I promise. We're all about just checking, making sure everything's working out properly. See if we can get David back on here in a second. Oops, I loaded up Steam. Welcome back. Oops.
All right, there we go. We are trying this.
Ooh, your mic sounds different.
Yeah, because it's probably defaulting to the webcam mic. 1 second. Yeah, it's defaulted to the webcam mic.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Now we're back on my regular mic.
Yes, sir.
All right, turn that off. All right, for giggles, we'll turn that back on. Yeah, it's got me flipped around. Gross.
Yeah, it's it doesn't have you full screened.
Full screen.
But let's just see how that looks first. Let's give it a second to see how that is. Oh, I haven't looked at my Steam year in review. What'd you say about yours, David?
Mine is missing a lot of shit because it doesn't include offline playtime. And especially playing on the Steam Deck, that's a lot of my playtime.
That's fair. What was your most played game, you think, though?
Ready or Not or EDF 5, one of the two.
Nice. Mine's Street Fighter 6.
Hell yeah. Actually, no shit. It would be Street Fighter 6 because that came out this year and I have 70 hours in it. So yeah, it would have to be that.
Let's see.
So far, I mean, we need to give it time to actually find out.
We jinxed it right now, I'm sure, but we'll see how that goes.
It'd be really fucking dumb if the web version works fucking more stably than the desktop app. Because at that point, what is even the point?
Yeah, no, but that would confuse me as to what's the issue then.
Well, then that definitively says that it's something that they changed in their fucking program that's causing it.
Huh. We'd have to...
Because again, the one consistent thing is the program.
And obviously it's up to date and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
The only thing, if this works, fingers crossed if it works, the only difference we'd have to do is figure out your webcam situation.
Yeah, we gotta redo that a little bit, but aside from that, I mean,
because it's like 4:3 right now.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's like vertically cinematic.
Yeah, there's no actual change options for it either. If I go into the video settings, there's no real options for the video.
Worst case, I can just stretch it out myself. You're a thick boy. You're fine.
And fucking goatsy my face. Yeah, this is stupidly stable. I mean, we got through like 3/10 of the podcast before it finally started having the issue, so it's hard to say.
But then it's so weird though. There's something going on with that. Because it doesn't happen out the gate. It takes a little while.
And let me also fully quit out of the program to rule out any possibility on that.
Imagine it's like high quality, like 4K. Your mic's perfect, everything on there.
Yeah.
um, yeah. So far, so good.
Yeah, I mean it's working crispy. I don't know why they're so shit at their job. They literally have one job, but here we are.
David, go take their job.
I don't fucking code. I hate coding.
But you
Coding's
can.
fucking boring.
How much would it take to pay you to? How much do they have to pay you to do that?
I mean, I would never work at Discord. They couldn't pay me enough.
Really, $1 million a year. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Shut the
yeah.
fuck up.
'Cause, like I almost applied to Microsoft, and then I was like, no, even for what they were offering, I wasn't.
How much
The
would it
role I
take?
was looking at.
We know
The
you,
role-
David. You're a sellout. You can sell the shit you want.
The role at Microsoft I was looking at was 150,000. I
200.
didn't want it. Oh man, 250.
You're taking it. There's no way you're not. I'm sorry. There's no way you're not.
Yeah, Microsoft slapped 200,000 in my fucking lap right now. All right, fair.
Yeah, this is bullshit. You of all people. Yeah,
Yeah.
that you're most. I'm not gonna say all of them, but most of your morals go out the window with money.
Yeah, fair amount of them do.
Not all of them. Like I don't think you'd work at Wizards of the Coast.
No. Anything that I have like a strong no. Well, it depends the position. If it was a position of power where I could change things, cool. Let me fucking fix your company.
Which
Let me make this better.
what was it that Wizards of the Coast dealt with this week? There was some bullshit. They fired a lot of people or laid them off.
Oh, did they?
They let off I thought I could have sworn I read that they laid off a fuck ton of people.
Hasbro laying off Wizards the Coast staff is baffling, could lead to a brain drain. New round of layoffs at Hasbro has impacted a subsidiary Wizards of the Coast, despite Wizards' strong recent performance and its status as a linchpin for Hasbro's.
7 days ago, Hasbro owners of Wizards of the
Yeah.
Coast to lay off 1,100 over week sales.
Woo!
It's a spicy meatball.
As part of CEO Chris Croc's strategic transformation. This is on top of the previously announced cuts back in January.
Yep.
Holy fuck. Gotta keep those profits stupidly high. Never mind just hiring or firing the whole fucking executive team and just starting fresh, but no, it's fine. They'll make millions in the fucking virtual tabletop bullshit, and it'll be like this never happened. It's fine.
Right. So it looks like everything's stable, David. But as you said, it did take a while for it to start cutting out, and it could just be like a refresh that maybe it takes another half or maybe another 45 minutes for it to start cutting out again.
Yeah, I think next week when we go to record, or maybe maybe we
quit.
well, the Tekken beta is out. The Tekken beta is out this week. Maybe we do some rounds in the Tekken beta, and we stream, and we see if I cut out.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll find some time for that. Because that goes live on Steam soon, yeah? Or is that already out on Steam now?
No, not yet.
Let me double check the exact time for that. Tekken, nope, Gib. Tekken 8 beta.
Hey, you want to talk about how Twitch allowed nudity and then just stopped? Oh, we got the freeze. Nope. All right, we're back at it. We're back at it. Discord. This. There we go. We're back at it.
Yep. So it doesn't matter if it's the desktop or this. Genuinely, fucking, we should try some of the program at this point.
You're gonna say generally they should go fuck themselves.
I mean that too. They should go fuck themselves.
I do want to find out what this is. Like, there has to be something.
Yeah, it's Discord. That is what it is.
But
It is Discord.
I struggle to believe that. Like in
The only other thing I can think to change is to literally open all my ports to using Google DNS. And if that's what it's going to take to fucking get Discord to work, I ain't doing it.
and there's no update.
No, and again, happens on Linux client, happens on Windows, also completely agnostic to it because it's happening in the web browser.
And
the only
again, and this is just the problem solving thing about me. Whenever there's like something like this, like I just kind of get like I kind of like to hyperfixate. Last thing I would like for you to do, just on your own time, whenever you're free with it, if you're ever just like bored enough, I would totally love for you to just like download Discord on your phone with the Wi-Fi, see if it does that on there too, and see if it's a universal Discord thing.
But again, it only happens when we're doing like long shit like this. I'm not gonna just on my own try to start a call with people for like a few hours and see if it does it. I'm not doing that. Which is why I was like, maybe if we do the Tekken thing. But again, it shouldn't matter because if it's happening in a web browser, that's agnostic to the computer.
Right.
That's happening at the browser level. And if it is happening at browser level, it's going to happen with the phone because then the only other thing I could think of that it could potentially be is Discord has changed something with the way that it's routing packets that my pie hole is like, no, get fucked.
I know that you keep
And
saying
if
that, by
it's-
the way. It's so funny. My pie hole keeps getting fucked.
But if it's something that my pie hole is blocking it, then the only solution to it is to use Google DNS. And if that is the only way that we can get Discord to behave correctly is for me to use Google DNS, I ain't doing it. So
Now, did we mention, is it just audio that does this too, or is it audio, or is it video and audio?
when I was just on, I don't know. I don't think it happened when I was just on audio. But to be fair, I wasn't just on audio for that long. I think I was maybe
You
on
want to try?
just
So let's do
audio
this
for-
last thing before we're out. David, get off the video.
All right, we'll get off the video one more time.
Let's go until like another like, because now it should be cutting out, right? Because now it's the thing where we've gone far enough along where it should start cutting out.
I mean, potentially.
Hopefully, but let's see this. So let's talk
Because
about
again, the only consistent variable is the Discord.
right. So let's talk about this Twitch post nut clarity, as Kellis put it, and let's get out of here.
Oh yeah, that whole thing that happened. I forgot about that. That's so fucking dumb. I hate people. People are fucking. There's a word we stopped using. People are exceptional. There are some exceptional fucking individuals. Truly the epitome of this is why we can't have nice things. Shout outs to all the legitimate artists that were like, oh hey, I can like actually fucking do some drawing and do some commission work on a major platform that I wouldn't be able to otherwise, and having the opportunity to explore other games and other interesting things, to have things loose. And shout outs to those dumb motherfuckers like, no, we can just do porn now. Woo! We can do porn now, guys. Woo! And not understanding what any of the fucking TOS actually meant.
Right. And now Twitch streamers are trying. They're fully naked with just censor bars over them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Some
say
of them didn't even do the center bars.
I'm gonna say this. Hey, if you're on Twitch for nudity, go somewhere else.
Yeah, I do find it a little fucking weird that, again, a lot of people are bringing this up, and the fucking Coomers are like, oh, what does it matter? There's a mature tag for a reason. Like, you're on a 13-plus age site. Yes, I do agree that there should be better protections in place on Twitch to make sure that people can't just stumble into things. comma, however, stop being disingenuous. No one, not a lot of people were properly using the tag system to begin with because that's not what gets them views. That's not what gets them attention. That what gets them attention is all this mass exposure shit. And you know what? Fuck Twitch for being dumb cuck and going ahead and unbanning a lot of the people they banned for abusing the system. Like, genuinely outright. There's some shitty ass fucking VTuber. I can't even remember her. I think it's like Mirna or some dumb shit like that. Some fucking shitty ass YouTuber who is in like the lewd tuber category, where that's literally you get what's on the box. They be fucking getting them ho dollars for fucking their anime waifu character model. And you know what? Power to them. Fucking Godspeed. You have managed to corner a market where you can support yourself making porn with not even yourself, but just a fucking 3D avatar. Fucking good for you. You have found a weird niche to support yourself in life. Fucking Twitch ain't it, cheap. Like, what the actual fuck?
Well, it's obvious, right? Because I want to say most. I could be wrong, but I want to say most of the people that are watching are literally just the 13-year-olds, right? Because that's the closest they're gonna get to seeing nudity without having to go on actual porn websites.
Yeah, because, oh, hey, mom and dad, I'm just going on Twitch. I'm going on the funny hee hee ha ninja site or the funny Fortnite site. Look at all these little Fortnite dances and the pew pew pews or the Roblox bullshit or the Minecraft. Like, I see a lot of people saying, oh, well, again, this disingenuous conversation, which, again, conceptually I don't agree with. Or I don't disagree with, of like, oh, parents need to be better mindful of their children. But here's the thing, it's fucking Twitch. It is a safe site. Like any content filtering, unless you're filtering out basically anything that could have the potential to be harmful in any way, shape, or form. Which is again the gamer site. It's where people are going. They're playing their Magic the Gatherings. They're maybe watching Critical Role and watching live D&D sessions. You know, there's so many benign, banal things that go on fucking Twitch that what weird part of your fucking rotted brain makes you think, no, just putting porn up here, it's fine because, well, we have all these tags. And again, it's a fucking stunt. Like, these fucking people think they're pulling 5D chess by like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and even if they ban me from it, I'm just going to get more attention, which is what happened. But then fuck, honestly, Twitch for being fucking cowards and removing their bans after the fact. Like, all these people got like 1 day to 1 week bans for doing this shit. It's like, no, fucking start enforcing some goddamn rules. You either have rules or you don't. And this is something I will give Twitch for, is they are even more inconsistent than YouTube than enforcing their policies. Straight up. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous that fucking Sniper Wolf is even allowed to have her fucking platform after the shit she pulled. But anyways, same levels of shit where we're letting these fucking rotted brained idiots, these fucking Coomer motherfuckers, trying to take a mile just because reading comprehension is so far gone from their brain that they need to destroy things for people that legitimately are trying to use the platform as it's intended and are trying to go ahead and get by just that little bit extra. Could have been a huge boom for a lot of fucking artists and a lot of people that genuinely have content that skirted that line, but because of the artistic clause in the policy, could have made it acceptable and allowable for them to go ahead and be part of the platform. But no, fuck them, because I need to chase the almighty Coomer dollar. Like, I fucking hate people. I hate Twitch. Everyone sucks here. Everyone is awful, other than the people that were legitimately hoping to. Because again, YouTube is the big player, and then Twitch is the secondary. That is, you know, it's got its own niche, and that's what allows it to be a secondary. But to use a comparison, it's like wrestling. There's WWE. That is your mainstream option. If you want to make it in the industry, you're going to WWE. Yeah, there's AEW, which has kind of become a legitimate second option. but it has its niche. It's a cute little secondary option that you can maybe go to. And while there may be like other lingering options out there, like TNA or NWA, at the end of the day, there's 1.5 players, and that's where we are with video content. There's 1.5 players, and to have to go to all these secondary options to try and get your work out there and to try and build yourself off of a niche when this could have gone ahead and really allowed people to build out, it's fucking dumb. It's fucking disgusting. I fucking hate people. Like, I truly, you know what? Here's how I fix Twitch. Fucking all Coomers are gone. Just fuck off. I don't care. Fuck it. We are adpocalypsing ourselves. We're removing all these fucking Coomers off the goddamn platform. Go to fucking Pornhub where you belong. We are bringing it back to its Justin.tv routes. We're going to blog.tv. And
well,
you know what? You just get to do that shit.
Why don't they just do a Justin from Twitch with all the hot tub streamers? Like, why don't they just like spin off a new website? Hey, all you guys go to this website.
Because that wouldn't be the name brand site.
But they can make it that in time, right? Like, because Twitch was never the name brand either.
No, but it's that evolution of that was still the one site that just happened to get a fresh coat of paint.
Right.
That would effectively be putting it under a different thing. Unless you're literally straight up calling it fucking Twitch Come On Me Daddy Edition or some dumb shit like that, where it's like, yes, this is Twitch, but specifically for porn, in which case then you're damaging and diluting the name of the original by doing it
right.
more
I think what they do is they make a big marketing push off of Twitch for that, though. So like, just like Justin was not Twitch, make a whole new website, like separate all that stuff, make a whole new name, but separate and still like have some attachment to like with that by marketing or brand, like just put investment in that, because it's like,
no, you wouldn't want anything to touch from the two things. You would basically want to try to like shell game it if you're gonna do that.
Either way, I think that's a way to sedate other one is if you market it that, like, not again, don't market it as Twitch, but like go put that marketing money in there, get them out of there. That way you just, because it's.
But here's the thing: there's already literally millions of options for that.
But there is, but like they've obviously not popped off as much in general,
because it's specifically Twitch that is what's bringing them. Anything that's,
I don't know if it's necessarily Twitch. It's the market, right? It's the viewership that Twitch has versus,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it is Twitch, like that is the one key difference. Is it is basically mass market. It is as mass market as you can get without essentially being YouTube at that point.
So I was reminiscing with some people lately. This generation, David, doesn't understand how good they have it.
Yeah.
Right? Back in the day, you loaded up on your 56K router or your modem. You loaded up whatever image and you hoped.
Yeah.
You
there for a good like 5-10 minutes.
You crossed your fingers and hoped it was a pair to get you through the night.
And that you didn't get any calls in the middle of the download.
And that Channel 99 worked. Right? But like, they have the power of the sun in the palm of their hand.
Yeah.
And it's I don't want to get like too preachy or weird about it, but like it has degraded a lot of where they're at, right? Like it's unfortunate how downward it went, right?
Yeah. It's frustrating. Again, they're like Twitch still has the potential to be so much more than it is, but it has an identity crisis right now, and it's unfortunately kind of held at gunpoint from all sides of its communities because it tried to be the kind of cool parent where it's like, yeah, you can get away with this. You can get away with this. Ah, that's fine. We're the cool parent. You can kind of do things. Just be responsible. And in the process, it has basically caused itself to be in a position where if it goes way too much one way or the other, it's going to alienate a segment of its community, and it's just going to lose it. And honestly, I think it needs to do that. I think it needs to just fucking commit to getting rid of the Coomer community and just fucking cutting that right off.
In general, man, like it's just I don't know. You know what strikes me of? It strikes me of is like is anything sacred anymore?
And look, here's the thing. I'm saying this as a filthy Coomer. Anyone that's seen my fucking Twitter likes knows I'm a filthy fucking Coomer. I know that shit's not private unless you pay for fucking Twitter or whatever it is. But I'm not going to. So fine, go look at the Coomer shit I like on there. But you know what? There's a fucking time and a place, and fucking Twitch ain't it, bro.
It's just it it bums me out a little bit. Oh, I'm gonna say a little bit. It bums me out a lot. Just how much, and I'm gonna say it's like it's the most boomer way possible. It's the phones, right? It's like the access to everything. It's Twitch
Yeah.
would not be what it was if it wasn't for like the accessibility of the internet and high speed, right? Like if everything was relegated to being on a desktop, things would not be popping off as much as they would. It's the accessibility of having it literally at on access 24/7. Um, and it bums me out when they don't like generation doesn't takes it all for granted in a way, right? And it's like our generation on the cusp of it, right? Like we saw both ends, which is interesting, right? We were the very like think about
Yeah.
that. Like think of it in the most crazy expansive way possible. We are the last generation to know what life was before this.
Yeah.
There will never be, barring an apocalypse, any human that grows up unless like Amish, right? But like even then, like the weird like let me backtrack the way I'm psyching. There'll never be another human that lives the way that we did in that like build up to technology before it blew up.
Yeah.
You know, like how excited was your class whenever whenever you saw that CRT on that push cart, the
Oh,
cow,
that was fucking great. Like that was a good day. We were in for some shit, and it
and
wasn't learning.
I mean there might have like it might have been like Bill Nye or some shit, right?
That's true. It might have been Bill Nye or Mr. Wizard or something like
But
that.
like
But
everyone was at attentive like as attention on this small TV.
yeah.
David, I played the Mario Brothers movie on my Promethean board, which is like that big board.
Yep.
There's still kids on their phones, and I'm not. It's end of the year, so I'm not gonna make a big deal. But like at some point, like I actually looked out. There was like only out of like 15, there were like 4 on their phones, which was like that was amazing to me. In like a good way, which sounds kind of jaded, right? But like everyone was like watching a TV.
Yeah.
It's like they don't understand, right? Because like if they don't like what you offer, they have the access to find something better on their phone. It's it's depressing, dude. Like nothing can be sacred. Like you can't go this much of your time without sharing it. I think I saw on Reddit earlier today, or was it Twitter or something? Someone put it pretty elegantly, where it's like people that get in a car crash because their phones is like you got into a car crash because you want to see a notification and respond right away
Yeah.
instead of just waiting. You know, like it's so instantaneous. We need this, we need this, we need this, and all this. But like at at when does it become sensory? I wonder if the next generation above the Zoomers becomes the one to buck this trend.
I mean, we can hope.
Like, I could foresee, I could predict that happening almost, right? Like, where it's like this next generation becomes, because every generation is always rebellious towards the nature of the previous one, right?
Yeah.
This one, seeing how overstimulated and over reliant this generation is on their phones, just becomes so against it, which would be fascinating to me. Um, but it's like the problem solving and process of how these kids handle things is so bizarre to me. And I struggle to find a reasoning behind it besides the common factor, which is just cell phones made everyone stupid.
Yeah. Like truly, all concept. We talk about this a lot at work with my Zoomer boss. Uh, for the majority of that generation, phones have removed the concept of troubleshooting. An
Dude,
issue.
fucking yes, right? Like, whenever there's a problem,
work, uninstall, reinstall, and if it still doesn't work, it just doesn't work. It's broken.
whenever there's a problem with like some of my students, it's almost like they stare at me like I'm an alien when I just try new things.
Yeah.
This thing doesn't work. Okay, cool. Let me do this. That doesn't work. Okay, let me Google search. Da 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 da. All right, let's try this. And they're looking at me, and I'm like, "Did you try any of this?" No. So I'm like having to walk them through so many different steps. And again, so let me give an example. And I'm not harping because again, I teach special education, so obviously there's extra processing there, right? But I struggle to find that being the bar issue because what was it? There was a question about her story, and it was what in what ways could people use this storytelling in different mediums other than video games? And as a lot of my students try to do, they just bullshit an answer real quick and write it down without actually having understood the question. So I'll grill them every once in a while. I'm like, all right, let's answer it little by little. Oh, that's the wrong answer. Let's redo it. And they're like, all right, well, I don't know what the word mediums means. All right, well, context clues.
Yeah.
It's like no, they don't know. So I'm like, all right, let's search up. Let's break the sentence down little by little. It's like it's so bizarre and it's so upsetting how wrong I was when I first thought about this. Where I remember going into like high school and like out of it, and I'm like, damn, the kids that have this now are gonna be so fucking good at technology. It's gonna be crazy. No, it's because fucking apps got so stupidly like, what do you call it? Simplified and streamlined.
Everything is so obscured.
It's streamlined.
Like,
it's simplified and like, and I can't handle TikTok because you can't. There's no rewind and shit like that. Like, what the fuck?
No, everything is a big dumb flashy button. That literally, again, going back to that, we were the last generation to see things. Like we still had DOS computers as a common thing, and Apple IIs as a common thing in our schools, where we had to learn command line if we wanted to launch our video games, where we had to learn how to use Apple Terminal to access things. And then as things got on, we still had to learn how to go ahead and access
the convenience had a barrier to it.
Yes.
Which I think is the key factor to what is the issue with this generation and technology. Is that there is no barrier to the convenience.
Yeah.
The convenience is so served on a platter to you, hot and ready to go, that it does nothing. So, for example, again, this is what's proving my theory. The fact your brain has become so fucking hardwired to how convenient and simple and instant everything is. That remember that app that I told you that 1 sec app, the one that like stalls Twitter for a second.
Yeah.
Like when I load up Twitter, it does this. And I have to sit through this. And there, now I can load into Twitter. after that whole time, guess what happens? I get bugged if I swap out of it, and to the point where I don't even want to be on it anymore. There's times where I think about deleting it because I'm like, I'm not on there that much, but I'm like, no, you know what? I think that's the barrier to it. It's like, you know what? I want to grab some of my students' phones on the new year. I think I might actually make them do this. Install the app for a week. Prove to me that you had it for a week. I'll give you some extra credit, something like that. But like, let me see what it does to you. You know what was one of my favorite fucking things I ever heard? One of my students, this is a couple years back, broke his phone. He was without his phone for a week and a half. And for like a weekend, I was like, hey, so how are you surviving? Oh, I read a book. I'm like, God damn it. I hope it stays broken, dude. Like, genuinely. It's because like all you do is open up your phone, TikTok.
Yeah.
Open your phone, Instagram. If it just like that fucking app is really cool because it's if you don't have access to it right away, your brain's like, do I fucking need this right now? No, then what the fuck? And it's a bummer. You know what? And we're biased, obviously, right? But like, I feel like we had it right. I think our generation that had the ability for convenience, but like made it hard to get to the convenience, added that extra appreciation for it, but also gave us that extra knowledge of what happens if things don't work. Because Lord help me, genuinely, I feel like if the world collapsed or there was like some sort of like brain breaking problem, if the kids like were on the side of the road, they would look up one thing, and if it didn't work, they would sit there.
Yeah.
And wither away. Because
It would be, well, I don't immediately know the answer, so
guess I'll
hopefully
die.
They have AAA. Yeah, guess I'll die.
Like, which is why I think in zombie apocalypse I'm totally living. I'm good.
Hell yeah.
These Zoomers are not gonna last more than a week. Come on. It's such a bummer, dude. Like, and you know it's funny because a lot of teachers will say like they're fresher right now and they want to quit because it's tougher now. All I've ever known was the tough part. So like, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
But I can imagine how cool teaching would have been like a decade ago, without, not even like a decade, even 2 decades ago. How cool it would have been without this.
Yeah, if you were still getting them at the peak of their attention.
Right. And I was talking to a coworker walking in today because it's his first year starting there. I'm like, so how'd you like it so far? He's like, you know what? It wasn't bad, but like, I don't think I was ready for how much they didn't care. And I'm like, he's like, it's not bad. I was like, you know what? And I get that. As a student that didn't care myself, I get that. What bothers me is not necessarily the lack of care. It's like almost the refusal to care.
Yeah.
You can not care all you want, dude. Like I am right there with you, not caring as well. But the refusal, like the adamant, I do not want to care. That throws me off. It's so bizarre. And it's a bummer. Like that's generally like what it is. It's a bummer. I tell myself in a lot of ways there's not that much I would leave teaching for. We talk about that. Like I would totally go write for Remedy now. I would totally go write my own movies. But truth be told, just the deeper I get into it, and I still stand by it that I would love. I still just see myself forever teaching. But the deeper I get into it, part of me wants to almost go into a PhD for behavioral studies and just be like, what the fuck is happening? Like, it's fascinating, it's upsetting all at the same time. You know what I think I'm gonna do, David?
What are you gonna do?
I do not like policing phones in my classroom. I've talked about this. I hate it. Our school policy technically we have to police phones and like make them put them up and stuff. No one gave me a cell phone holder pocket thing, so I'm not gonna do it. So what I might make everyone do is like I don't know if I get away with it. I must see. But I'm like, you know what? If you have your phone, I make you install that app.
You're free to have your phone out. Who cares? As long as this is running.
As long as this app is running and I see it, and it's like every time, and I'll test it too. I'm like, hey, close that app, open it again. No, it's on it. Give me your phone. I might do that. Because
It's like the monkey's paw situation. Yeah, you're allowed to have your phone. Who cares? But
and you know what? And here's the kickers. Here's two kickers. One, the process of like, if they were like, all right, well, I'm only gonna do it in his class. The process of turning it on and off every single class sounds like a hassle that I would not want to do.
yep.
Two, what are they gonna do? Get mad and tell their parents, hey, my teachers make me install an app to be on my phone in class?
Yeah.
Hey, why are you making my kids install an app? Your kid wanted to be on his phone in class. It's the policy. Either put your phone up like the rest of the students do in school, or use this app. And you know what I hate the most? I hate when they're like, I'm texting my mom. I'm doing this. Give me their number, and I'll call them and tell them, hey, your kid's in class. Go work.
Cut the shit.
Go to work. Go do something. There's so much unfortunate, but I you know what? I think that might be the policy. I might do that. And if I see that up, then give me your phone. Fuck it. Because Lord help me, dude. Genuinely, like, I have it for just Twitter. If that shit was like on everything, I wouldn't use my phone.
Yeah.
If I had to wait 10 seconds to open each app, I wouldn't do it. That shit sucks. All right, David. Well, looks like a voice. Did it work?
There was a minor blip, but it was just so quick that again, we'll have to see on a longer session. But maybe famous last words. It is working better like this.
I have an idea. When did you get fiber connected?
I've had fiber for like a year and a half.
When they came in and reinstalled everything?
Yeah.
What if this is your you getting what was it? Like bandwidth capped?
There's no caps on my internet.
They don't have to be capped. You have unlimited, but what if they're just like doing that thing? Like remember that I was dealing with that?
Yeah, I would see that on my actual network though as a thing.
Interesting.
With the network tools that I have, again, I have enterprise grade equipment. I would be seeing any real changes like that occurring.
And last thing, do you have a VPN?
No. Not on. I will phrase it that way.
Next episode, try it with it on. I'm just curious.
I'm telling you
I
now,
know,
it
I know.
will not make a difference. I'm not going to do that because I know if at this point it is not, if at this point this is what's working, I can already tell you exactly what's happening. Is there something with the packets being sent in the video that for some reason Discord is tagging that differently? And I don't know why Discord would be tagging those packets differently, but my working theory at this point is that if we're working perfectly fine like this, which again, it's always hard to say because we worked just fine for like a half hour, 45 minutes earlier. But if that's the case, where it's something just with the video causing it, then I think the only fix would be to bypass my Pi hole and use Google DNS. And I'm not doing that.
Okay. Well, if you ever want to get silly and try the VPN just for shits and giggles, because
I will commit to this. I will test turning off. I will bypass my Pi hole and try Google DNS to test my theory first, and then if that is not the case, then I'll try the VPN for giggles.
How about this?
But with everything that has been shown, it shouldn't be an impact of it at all.
I have an offer for you. We try those two things. If not that, then we'll swap somewhere else.
I mean, yeah, we would have to at that point.
I know. There's
that's not really an offer. That is basically
that's an
what
offer,
would
David.
have to happen.
You take it or leave it, David.
An offer. That's just That's just what's gonna happen.
Take it or leave it,
I think we
David.
should change to it now, but
There was a what was it? There was a app that I see people use now for streaming podcasts. I want to look into that. I'm worried it might cost money.
gotcha.
We'll see. We'll look into options. Anyway, that's the podcast. And for hanging out still,
Hell yeah.
appreciated. Let's get Coomers off Twitch. Let's get Zoomers off the phone, and let's change the world.
Hell yeah.
Let's hope you guys all took that away from the podcast. We'll be back day after Christmas.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. Anyone chat? Appreciate you guys. You guys have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.